Welcome to the fascinating world of coin collecting. Today, we explore the 1978 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, a common yet historically rich coin from the Philadelphia Mint. While most of these nickels are worth only their face value, rare high-grade examples with full steps can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Take a closer look at your coin. You might be holding more value than you think. Top 6 First coin. The 1978 Jefferson nickel, without mint mark, is a standard United States 5-cent coin struck during a period when coin production was extremely high. This coin belongs to the long-running Jefferson Nickels series that began in 1938 and continues today. The design was created by sculptor Felix Schlag, and by 1978, the design had remained largely unchanged for decades, reflecting stability in U.S. coinage. The year 1978 was marked by economic inflation in the United States, which increased demand for coin circulation. As a result, the U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of nickels, making this one of the most common coins in American history. Coins without a mint mark were produced at the Philadelphia Mint. At that time, it was completely normal for Philadelphia coins to have no mint mark, so this is not an error, it is standard for that era. Design and physical features. The 1978 Jefferson nickel follows the classic design used since 1938. Obverse front. Features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. In God We Trust on the left. Liberty and the date 1978 on the right. Reverse back. Shows Jefferson's famous home, Monticello. EPLUIBUSUNUM, above. 5 cents and United States of America, below. Composition. 75% copper, 25% nickel. Weight 5 grams. Diameter 21.2. Edge plain smooth. This coin has a simple but iconic appearance, representing American heritage and architecture. Minting and production details. The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 391 million 1978 nickels, making it the highest mintage of that year. Because of this massive production, these coins are very common. Most were heavily circulated. High-quality examples are harder to find. Condition and grading importance. The value of a 1978 nickel depends heavily on its condition, grade, rather than rarity. Collectors pay special attention to surface quality, scratches, marks, sharpness of details. Full steps FS on Monticello. Backhand index pointing right full steps FS. If the steps of Monticello are fully visible and sharp, the coin becomes much more valuable. Circulated coins used condition. Value 5 cents face value. Very common and usually not collectible. Lightly circulated /AU condition. Value 5 cents 10 cents. Uncirculated coins, MS grades. MS 63, 30 cents, 60 cents. MS 65, $1, $2. MS 66, $8, $15. High-grade coins. MS 67, $25, $60+. Full steps FS premium coins. MS 66 FS, up to $750. MS 67 FS, up to $11,500, $16,000, rare auction level. Rare errors and special varieties. Although 1978 nickels are common, some error coins can be valuable. Off-center strike. Clipped planchet missing metal edge. Die cracks or cuds. Wrong planchet very rare. Most minor errors are not very valuable, but major visible errors can be worth $50 to $350 plus, or more depending on rarity. Is the 1978 no mint mark nickel rare? Backhand index pointing right short answer, no, but condition matters. Common in circulated condition. Not rare in general. Rare only in perfect condition, MS 67 plus with full steps. Collectors focus more on quality rather than rarity for this coin. Final conclusion. The 1978 Jefferson nickel, without mint mark, is a historically interesting but very common coin. It represents a period of mass production in U.S. coinage, and carries the classic Jefferson design that has lasted for decades. Most coins equals only face value, 5 cents. Good uncirculated coins equals a few dollars. Rare top-quality coins equals thousands of dollars. Second coin, the 1981 P. Jefferson nickel, is part of the long-running Jefferson Nickels series, first introduced in 1938. This coin features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse front, and his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse back. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel remains one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. By 1981, the United States Mint was producing coins in very large quantities for everyday circulation. The Philadelphia Mint, marked with a small p, struck this coin as part of regular production. Interestingly, the presence of the P mint mark on a Jefferson nickel is somewhat unusual in history, as Philadelphia coins often had no mint mark before 1980. The 1981 P nickel reflects a time when U.S. coinage had fully transitioned to modern copper-nickel composition, following earlier changes during and after World War II. These coins were made primarily for circulation, not collectors, which is why high-quality examples are harder to find today. The total mintage of the 1981 P nickel was extremely high, about 657,504,000 coins. This large number means the coin is very common in general circulation. Magnifying design and features obverse, front, portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left text. In God We Trust and Liberty 1981 mint mark P located near the date reverse back, image of Monticello Jefferson's home text. EPLURBUSUNUM MONTICELLO 5 cents, United States of America specifications, composition. 75% copper, 25% nickel weight, 5 grams diameter, 21.2 edge. Smooth money value of 1981 P. Jefferson nickel. The value of this coin depends heavily on condition, grade, and special features. Hisamanya in common circulated coins usually worth 5 cents face value because millions were produced. Most used coins have no extra value uncirculated/mint state, MS value can reach $5 to $18 plus in higher grades. Better condition equals higher price. High grade and full steps, FS. Steps means the steps on Monticello are clearly visible. Rare high-grade examples can reach $100 plus to $300 plus or more depending on quality. Why some 1981 nickels are valuable. Most 1981 P nickels are common, but a few can be valuable due to full steps, FS, detail on the reverse, high mint state grades, MS65, MS67, mint errors, double die, off-center strike, etc. Excellent preservation, no scratches, strong shine. Collectors always look for coins with sharp details and minimal wear. Final summary: the 1981 P. Jefferson nickel is not rare in general, but it still holds importance for collectors as part of the complete Jefferson series. While most coins are only worth face value, rare high-quality examples, especially those with full steps, can be worth significantly more. Backhand index pointing right. Simple value guide, circulated, 0.05 uncirculated dollars, $1, 18 rare dollars. High grade, FS, $100 plus. Third coin, the 1982 D. Jefferson nickel, is part of the long-running Jefferson Nickels series, one of the most widely used coins in United States history. First introduced in 1938, the coin replaced the Buffalo nickel and features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag. By 1982, this coin had already been in circulation for over 4 decades, making it a very common but historically rich piece of American currency. In 1982, the United States Mint produced Jefferson nickels at multiple facilities, including the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small D mint mark on the front obverse of the coin. That year, the Denver Mint struck approximately 373 million nickels, meaning the coin is not rare in terms of quantity. However, even common coins can become collectible depending on their condition, strike quality, and any unique mint errors. Design and physical features: the 1982 D nickel follows the classic Jefferson nickel design, obverse, front, a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson with inscriptions in God We Trust and Liberty 1982, along with the D mint mark below the year. Reverse back, Jefferson's famous home Monticello with inscriptions 5 cents, United States of America, and EPLURBUSUNUM. Composition: 75% copper, 25% nickel weight, 5 grams edge. Smooth. Collectors often focus on the full steps detail on Monticello. If the steps are fully visible and sharp, the coin can be more valuable. Historical importance: the year 1982 is interesting in US coin history because the mint temporarily stopped producing official uncirculated coin sets, which changed how coins were saved and collected. Many coins entered circulation instead of being preserved in mint sets, meaning truly high-quality examples are harder to find today. Even though millions were produced, the survival of high-grade coins, with no scratches, dirt, or wear, is lower, which is why collectors pay attention to condition more than just the date value of 1982D nickel, especially dirty condition. Now the most important part, value dirty/circulated condition. Backhand index pointing right usually worth only face value 5 cents, average circulated coin. Backhand index pointing right around 5 cents to 0.1 uncirculated dollars, clean, shiny condition. Backhand index pointing right around $1 to $8 plus high grade, MS65 plus or full steps. Backhand index pointing right can reach $40 to $2,000 plus in rare cases. Backhand index pointing right important. A dirty condition coin, as you mentioned, has very low collector value because collectors prefer clean, well-preserved coins. Dirt, scratches, and wear reduce the value significantly. Can it ever be valuable? Yes, but only in special cases. If the coin has a mint error, double strike, off-center, etc. If it has full steps detail in excellent condition. If it is in near-perfect uncirculated, grade otherwise. Most 1982D nickels in everyday condition remain common coins. Final summary: the 1982D Jefferson nickel is a historically interesting but very common coin. It represents a period when the US Mint changed how coins were distributed, making high-quality examples more collectible today. However, if your coin is dirty and heavily circulated, its value is generally limited to its face value of 5 cents. Fourth coin, the 1984D Jefferson nickel, is part of the long-running Jefferson Nickels series, which began in 1938 and replaced the earlier Buffalo nickel. This coin features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by artist Felix Schlag, whose initials can be seen on the coin. The reverse side displays Jefferson's famous home, Monticello, along with inscriptions such as 5 cents and United States of America. The D Mint mark on your coin means it was produced at the Denver Mint in the United States. In 1984, the Denver Mint struck a very large number of these coins, over 517 million pieces, making it a very common coin in circulation. Because of this high mintage, most examples are easy to find even today, especially in worn or dirty condition. Detailed design and specifications. Obverse, front, portrait of Thomas Jefferson with In God We Trust and Liberty 1984. Reverse, back, Monticello building with EPLURBUSUNUM and denomination metal composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel, weight, 5 grams, diameter, 21.2 mej. Smoother special feature collectors look for is the full steps, FS, detail on the Monticello steps. If all steps are sharply visible, the coin becomes much more valuable condition. Dirty/circulated coin. If your coin is in dirty or heavily circulated condition, it means surface may be worn, scratched, or darkened. Details like Jefferson's hair or Monticello steps are faded, no collector grade sharpness. This is the most common condition for coins found in everyday use. Money value of 1984D Jefferson nickel 1. Dirty/circulated condition, usually worth 5 cents, face value only, very common, no rarity in this state. 2. Average to slightly better condition, around 5 cents, $1 depending on minor quality. 3. Uncirculated mint state, MS63, MS65, $5, $22, high grade MS67, can reach $100+ or more in auctions. 4. Rare full steps or exceptional quality top grade FS coins can go into hundreds or even over $1,000 in rare cases. Important reality check: many people think old coins automatically have huge value, but this is not true for most modern nickels like 1984D because millions were made. Only perfect condition or rarer coins are valuable. A dirty coin from circulation will almost always stay at face value. Final summary: the 1984D Jefferson nickel is a historically interesting but very common US coin. It represents the modern era of American coinage and continues the legacy of Thomas Jefferson on US currency. However, if your coin is in dirty or worn condition, its value is simply 5 cents. Only coins in perfect mint condition or with rare features, like full steps or mint errors, can be worth significantly more. Fifth coin, the 1989D Jefferson nickel, is a modern US coin from the long-running Jefferson Nickels series, first introduced in 1938. This coin features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, one of America's founding fathers, on the front obverse, while the back reverse displays his famous home, Monticello. The D Mint mark on your coin indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the main coin-producing facilities in the United States. Scroll history: in 1989, the Jefferson nickel design had already been in use for over 50 years, making it one of the most recognizable and stable designs in American coinage. The coin was designed by Felix Schlag, whose initials FS appear near Jefferson's portrait. During this time, the US Mint focused on mass production rather than artistic redesign, resulting in very large mintages and highly consistent coins. The 1989 D nickel was produced in extremely high numbers, over 570 million coins, which means it is very common today. Because of this, most examples are still found in circulation, often in worn or dirty condition like the one you described. Magnifying glass tilted left design and 5 cents, 0.05 USD metal composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel weight, 521.2 mark location, below the year 1989 on the Jefferson facing left with In God W.E. Trust, and Liberty 1989D, reverse. Monticello building with 5 cents and United States of America, money bag value, especially in dirty circulated condition. If your coin is dirty, worn, or circulated, its value is usually backhand index pointing right around face value. 5 cents. This is because the coin is very common and has no silver or precious metal content. However, value increases depending on condition. Average circulated, 5 cents face value uncirculated mint state, $2, $18 plus high grade, up to $176 at auction rare full steps versions. Can reach $100 plus or even higher. What makes it valuable? Most 1989 D nickels are common, but a few special features can increase value. Full steps on Monticello. Clear, sharp lines on the condition, no scratches or wear mint errors. Off-center strikes, die cracks, or unusual defects. Final 1989 D Jefferson nickel in dirty condition is most likely worth only its face value, 5 cents. But don't ignore it completely. If the coin has sharp details, unusual errors, or looks almost new, it could be worth a few dollars or more to collectors. The 1989 D Jefferson nickel, even in a dirty and worn condition, may seem like just an ordinary 5-cent coin, but it carries with it decades of American history and craftsmanship. Struck at the Denver Mint, and featuring the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson alongside the historic Monticello, this coin represents a legacy that has been part of everyday life for generations. While most circulated examples are worth only their face value, collectors know that hidden within such coins can sometimes be rare details, unique errors, or higher-grade qualities that increase their worth significantly. So never underestimate even a simple nickel, because what looks common today could turn out to be a small but meaningful treasure tomorrow. 6 coin. The 1999 D Jefferson nickel is a modern United States 5-cent coin struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark near the date. It belongs to the long-running Jefferson Nickel series that began in 1938, designed by the German-American sculptor Felix Schlag. Even though your coin is in dirty or circulated condition, it still carries historical and collectible importance. The Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel after its 25-year run. By the year 1999, this design had remained mostly unchanged for over 60 years, making it one of the most stable coin designs in US history. The front obverse of the coin features Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, while the reverse shows his famous home, Monticello in Virginia. The inscriptions include In God W.E. Trust, Liberty, and EPLURBUSUNUM, reflecting American ideals and unity. By 1999, the coin represented the final years of the original classic design era, 1938-2003, before special redesigns were introduced in 2004. This makes the 1999 issue part of the last generation of traditional Jefferson nickels. The Denver Mint produced over 1,066,720,000 of these coins, meaning they are very common in circulation. Magnifying glass tilted left design and specifications metal composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel weight, 5 grams diameter, 21.2 edge, smooth mint mark location, right of Monticello or near the date, depending on side viewed. A key feature collectors look for is the full steps, FS, detail on Monticello. If the steps are sharp and complete, the coin becomes more valuable. Money value, important for your coin backhand index pointing right in dirty/circulated condition, usually worth 5 cents face value, sometimes up to 10 cents, $1 depending on condition backhand index pointing right better condition, uncirculated, around $1, $10 plus backhand index pointing right high grade/rare quality. Full steps FS, $15 plus certified high grade, MS 66 plus, $30, $100 plus top rare examples, even higher depending on grading warning errors and rare possibilities. Although no famous major error is officially listed for 1999 D nickels, some random mint errors can increase value. Off-center strike double strike die cracks clipped planchet. Such error coins can sell for $10 to $100 plus, depending on uniqueness and condition. Final collector insight: the 1999 D Jefferson nickel is not rare in normal condition, especially if it is dirty or heavily circulated. However, it still holds value for beginners and collectors completing a full Jefferson nickel set. If your coin has clear sharp steps, full steps, looks uncirculated, shiny, no wear, or shows a mint error backhand index pointing right, then it could be worth much more than face value. Your 1999 D nickel, even in dirty condition, is a small but meaningful piece of American history. While most examples are only worth 5 cents, the real value depends on condition, detail, and rarity features. Always check carefully, you might have a hidden collectible in your pocket. The 1999 D Jefferson nickel is a modern United States 5-cent coin minted at the Denver Mint, marked by the small d beside the date, and it represents one of the final years of the classic Jefferson design era that began in 1938. Featuring a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his historic home Monticello on the reverse, this coin reflects American heritage and stability, but with a mintage exceeding 1 billion pieces, it is extremely common, meaning a coin in dirty or circulated condition is usually worth only its face value of 5 cents, although cleaner uncirculated examples or those with sharp, full steps, detail or rare mint errors can be worth significantly more to collectors, making it important to examine the coin closely before assuming its true value. The 1999 D Jefferson nickel, minted at the Denver Mint and featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse, is a common modern US 5-cent coin that in dirty or circulated condition is generally worth face value, but coins with sharp, full steps, exceptional preservation, or rare mint errors can hold significantly higher collector value. Thank you for taking the time to explore the history and value of the 1999 D Jefferson nickel, a small coin that carries the legacy of Thomas Jefferson and the iconic Monticello, because even though many of these coins are common in circulated condition, each one still represents a meaningful piece of American heritage, and with a careful look at details like condition, mint mark, and possible errors, you might just discover that your ordinary coin holds an extraordinary hidden value, so always keep checking your coins and never underestimate what you might have in your collection.